Okay, so I want to make sure that that's going to be done private probation. Right. It's treatment that was ordered, right, essentially. I assume that's the goal.
All right, are you still able to hear us, Stephen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just 1 second.
IOP within 30 days.
All right, Stephen, who do you have?
Alex Cuellar Sanchez. He's in the Adult Detention Center.
All right, let's see if we can get him here. Just a moment.
Okay, or I need to visit with him shortly if there's an ability to put me in a breakout room with him.
Just 1 moment. For some reason, he was brought in
Live.
person to court, so just give a second.
Oh, okay.
Normal. Mr. Nicholas is here for Mr. Sanchez. No, Sanchez is back there. All right, are we going to be able to get Mr. Sanchez back by Zoom or no? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to send Mr. Sanchez back, Mr. Nicholas, because he came in person instead of by Zoom. And we're going to see if we can get him by Zoom. Just give me a moment. Let me see what our time frame is.
No worries about me, Judge. I'll be patient.
Oh, you're so awesome. Thanks for having patience in your pocket. All right. So will we be able to do him by Zoom today or no? Okay. But will we be able to get him back to the jail and get him by Zoom today? All right. So Mr. Sanchez, what we're going to do is we're going to send you back to the Bexar County Jail and then you'll appear by Zoom.
Oh.
All right.
That'll be today?
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Mr. Nichols, if you want to sign off, it'll be the same Zoom link. And what we'll do is we'll contact you when Mr. Sanchez is ready.
Okay, or I could just stay here. I don't mind.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Well, just hang out with us. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll put myself on mute.
Okay. Thank you. Stephen Harris, who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have Sierra Smith. She's on your docket this morning.
All right. Can I see the file on Sierra Smith?
She is here, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Is she?
Ms. Smith?
I believe she's in court too, Judge.
All right. Ms. Smith, come forward. What is the status on the PTD, Mr. Harris?
We have the contract, Judge. We signed it and we sent it back. So the state should have the pounds.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Smith, I need a reset date for PTD. All right, your reset date is going to be September 8th. Ms. Smith just signed the reset form. Thank you, Mr. Harris, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Brenda, do you see what page she is on?
Yes, she's on 3.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I just saw that.
And Ms. Smith, you need to make sure that you're on time for court next time. Do you understand? Mr. Edwards?
Here, Your Honor.
Who are you with today?
Your Honor, counsel's present in the courtroom. I've been conferring with 88 Sparks. I conferred with him this morning, and so we may have an update here shortly. I'm just waiting for him to have a conversation.
Okay. All right, just give us a moment, Mr. Edwards.
Yes, Your Honor.
Calvin Johnson? All right, where are we on Mr. Johnson's case?
We've extended an offer, Judge. I believe discovery is complete. At this point, I don't believe that he is inclined to take an offer.
All right, so I have today as the plea deadline date. So when was the offer extended?
I can have the, 1 second, Judge.
Because we were here on June 30th and I said acknowledgement discovery had been received. And so I believe an offer was tendered on June 30th. And then we're set for today for his plea deadline date to make a decision on whether or not he's accepting the state's plea offer. Is that correct? All right. So Mr. Johnson, are you rejecting the state's offer? Are you requesting a jury trial? I mean, that's your only option. Here are your options. Your options are you can accept the state's offer or not. If you decide not to accept the state's offer, then of course your attorney can negotiate with the counter offer. The state can either accept the counter offer or not. And at the end of the day, if both parties want a jury trial or either a bench trial, then the court will hear that. If you decide to later enter into a plea after today, unless there's good cause, the court is not going to accept any plea but a plea that's open to the court. Do you understand? All right, so are you asking for a jury trial or a bench trial?
It's trial, jury trial.
All right, counsel, have you discussed with him a bench trial? And I don't know if the state is in agreement with the bench trial.
I'd have to talk to Michelle, Judge.
Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it for a jury trial and later you all decide that you want a bench trial. Of course, I'm here. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial date for Mr. Johnson, please? All right, that's September 27th is going to be your jury trial date. And what will happen on September 7th? Of course, you're always on time, so make sure you are on time again. And on September,
27.
is there a reason? Oh, yes. Okay, on September 27th, you'll need to be here at 9 a.m. But the jury will actually be selected, or jury selection will start at 1:30 on that day, okay? All right. Oh, and state, I'm gonna need an acknowledgement of discovery because
Okay,
it's not in the file.
You give me a couple minutes, I'll get it done.
All right, thank you.
I'll be right back.
Hello.
Judge Mathis?
Yes. Thank you. There's no bar number on that one or on this one. No, that's an easy fix. Tell Elena I said hi.
Well.
Oh, you want to give me the ones that I didn't sign? See, I saved you a trip back.
So I'm watching Michelle's dog right now.
Oh, yeah.
And she's very sweet. It's very chill, very sweet dog, but she like sits in bed with me.
Mhm.
So it's every morning, like 3 o'clock, to start like licking her paws. And I'm like, I'm so tired.
So which dog is this?
Mhm.
Oh, what kind of dog?
Poodle monster.
Oh, what is a poodle monster?
It's like a poodle, but no one knows what it is. It's
Okay.
a poodle monster.
Okay.
She's very sweet. It's like 14 years old. I went home yesterday on my lunch break, so I let the dogs out. I want to make sure like everyone was cool. So I walk into my back kitchen door and I kind of like locked her in the kitchen, so I put my dog and her crate. And I'm not like, you know, Kiwi like walking around like bothering, you know, like upsetting Billy that she's confined and the one's not. So I walk into my back door and Kiwi's in her bed. And I'm like, Kiwi. Oh no. I know. Kiwi, like, you know, like making the noise, like, you know, see she moves. And like finally she like, I saw her breathe. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Like Michelle, I would never hear the end of this. I was so terrified. She's like,
So whose dog is it?
Michelle's.
Oh, okay.
She's like 14. So
Oh,
I'm like, dog, you can't die on my watch, you know, for the love of God, you cannot. So that is it, but she's very sweet. And my puppy
Aw.
is driving her crazy. So yeah, absolutely crazy. Well, mention over there.
Just one extra today.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Looks like you swallowed.
Yeah. So probably fitting.
I got
you.
bye.
I'm terrible about that. No, I just remember talking with the dad. Yeah, just come back here. I don't even know. I haven't worked with them. Yes.
Deputy Laura. No, I see it. And you know what? I prefer the other one, right? Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Good morning. Do you have a file?
I was out of building. So y'all get figured out? It wasn't really that. Yeah. My. Down. That was not it.
All right, have you all conferred with the state? All right, Victor Collins. And who is the prosecutor on Victor Collins? Oh, so what is happening with this case?
The state filed a motion for continuance. One of our lead investigators is out for this case, and Daryl Harris, chief of the civil rights division, is for medical reasons this week. And so we're.
All right, where's the motion for continuance?
Here is a file stamp copy good.
All right, and you all need to switch places. No, you stay in the middle. Brenda, are you ready?
Yes.
Court is calling 2022 CR 4266 State of Texas versus Victor Damian Collins. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state,
Kevin Perry for the state.
for the defense?
Jane Norton for the file.
And are you Mr. Collins? All right, the state, before we get to the state's motion for continuance, defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I believe so.
All right, has an acknowledgement of discovery been completed?
I think so, but I 100% don't know. I don't think so, Judge. The state will tender one of those to defense in the coming weeks.
All right, I need acknowledgement of discovery today.
Okay.
Has an offer been tendered?
An offer has, Judge.
And are you rejecting that offer?
Yes.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
Now the court will hear the state's second motion for continuance. Defense, are you in receipt of state's second motion for continuance?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objections to the motion?
No, not in reality, Your Honor.
What do you mean, not in reality?
Well, I mean, I'd like to, for the record, say object, but the reality is I don't understand the situation.
Right, so are you not objecting?
I'm not objecting.
All right. All right, so state, the motion is not notarized. So any objections to motion for continuance not notarized? All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Mr. Collins, and I'm going to grant your motion for continuance. On Mr. Collins, I need that set for a jury trial after September 1st. How long do you expect this trial to last, state? For the state's case in chief?
For the state's case in chief, I would guess about 2.5 days.
How many witnesses do you have?
I believe we'll be calling 7 witnesses.
All right, so that's 1 day. And are you expecting to call witnesses?
Your Honor. I can't tell you exactly how many, but I'm thinking somewhere between 3 and 5.
3 and 5, okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, do we have a date open at the beginning of September? Okay. All right, your jury trial date is going to be September 6th. That will be your plea deadline date and jury trial date. You will have a chance to accept the state's plea on that date. After that, your plea deadline date will have expired and the court will not accept any pleas. Do you understand? Unless it's open for the court or for good cause. Do you understand? All right, so we're going to come back on September 6th for jury trial, and before parties leave, the court needs an acknowledgement of discovery. All right, thank you.
Hey, Judge.
You're welcome. And Brenda, do you see Collins on the docket
On
anywhere?
the recall judges. Second left.
What case? Yes. Yes. Okay,
That's all right.
okay. All right.
Now we know.
Jimmy Lee Valdez.
Chet, Chet.
All right, where are we on this case?
I'm conferring with Marcus. We're trying to work it out. There is some, a discovery item that I think if I provide to him, it could help us work it out, and I need a short reset.
All right, when is that going to be provided?
Oh, it would take me maybe a week to get it.
All right, so Ms. Fergus, can you reset this case for the week of August 15th? All right, it's going to be August 18th.
I will be flying out of town on the 18th. Can we do it one of the days before that?
All right.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, so we're going to do August 16th. My brother appreciates that because that's his birthday, August 18th.
Well, we'll celebrate.
So do you have all the discovery?
Yes, sir. What's that? Yours is too? How about that? Mr. Valdez's birthday is on the August 18th as well.
Well, oh, hey. Well, hopefully for you, it won't be celebrated at the jail. All right, state, I'm gonna need an acknowledgement of discovery on Mr. Jimmy Valdez.
Yes, Judge.
And was an offer tendered
We're,
from the state.
we're talking in a range, not a set number. That's what I need to provide to get a set number.
Okay, all right, so state, an offer needs to be tendered and a set number by August 16th.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll give you a reset. We'll bring you back over on August 16th, 2 days before your birthday. All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Caroline needs to go. Gregory Edwards. Gregory Edwards.
Here, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Edwards, your case has been dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great rest of your day. And your
Thank
attorney will get the dismissal form to you if you need it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, and they'll give you a copy of this.
Excellent.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
Brenna, I think it finally cooled off a little bit.
A little bit. It's only 73 today in here.
Yeah. All right, who are the parties on Jessica Estrada? Oh, Jay Norton, is that you again?
It is.
All right, where are we on the PTD and where's your client?
Trying to get to.
All right,
Judge, I think she complied with all the parts of PTB that we need. My understanding is the dismissal might have been either en route, and if it's not en route, I'll fill one out at some point by the end of the day, but I think it should be dismissed within the next day or so.
okay, you know what? Let me check. I did just sign some that were sent by email. Let me see if she was in that email.
They said that it was sent already, so I don't know.
All right, well,
I don't know if it
let's,
comes by Adobe or old fashioned.
yes, I have some by Adobe. Let me see. Hmm. Oh, I don't see it here. Are you able to look in the system, Norma, and see if there's been a dismissal on Estrada that's been completed?
Okay,
So we'll know.
and if not, I can fill one out.
Oh, you want to fill one
I
out?
can
So,
just fill one out.
okay, well, we'll do, that way she'll have a paper form to take with her. Ryan said that he would just fill one out.
I think it's okay, Norma. I'll follow up with it.
All right. All right, so Mrs. Estrada, I'm sure I need not tell you, don't get involved in anything else again, because otherwise a PTD may not happen, you understand? All right, if you're just waiting in the courtroom, the state said they'll fill out a dismissal form and then I'll sign it and you have a copy for your client. You're welcome. Mr. Harris? Yes, Mr. Harris?
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's Thursday. Are you here for a case? Because if you are, it's already been taken care of.
Okay. Just trying to join with my colleague, Mr. Perry. And in fact, I've been sitting here when all of a sudden I got Norma's email and not a problem, Judge. I just wanted to make sure I was not lacking.
I appreciated that, and he appreciates us as well. But I will tell you that case has been reset for a jury trial. And that jury trial is, I believe, on September 6th.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome.
We will be ready.
All right, thank you.
All righty.
Have a great
You have a
day.
good
Tell
day,
Deb
ma'am.
I said hi.
I shall.
All right.
Judge, I'll be right back.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
I don't remember that case being in this court. Hmm? Okay. Oh, I guess all that. Ryan? Can you review that, please?
Did it get emailed to us today?
Yes. Yes. I can hear you.
Yes. We can see, I know I follow. That's right. I'm looking at them. And then. See the pension girl? I'm like, I'm.
Yes. Sure. I'm liking the green.
And those earrings.
You're welcome. Cameron, is this case still on Docket? Hmm? Okay, thanks. Okay, I'm here. All right, Dorianna Garcia. Who's the attorney for Dorianna Garcia?
Chad Van Brunt, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, today is the plea deadline date. Is she accepting the state's offer or no?
No, Your Honor, we're going to set it.
All right. And state, I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery?
Will do, Judge.
So Ms. Ferguson on Dorianna Garcia, I need a jury trial date.
Have we ever heard anything? You never want to bother them to sleep with depressions right when the baby's first born. I feel like your son's.
All right, your jury trial date is going to be on September 13th. Your plea deadline date has expired. What that means is that the court will not accept any plea bargaining agreements in this cause without good cause. Do you understand? If you do decide to enter a plea, then it have to be open to the court. Do you understand? All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form. Thank you. And counsel, do not leave without signing the acknowledgement of discovery.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Born last night or something. I mean, depending on how long I go. Yeah, her. Not even 2 yet. He's like 18. Which it's like, right? Yeah. So our oldest is 10, to the middle, we have 10, 6, and like the little ones were close to me. Like this. After you get them hampered and then go back to the next page for the next one, they always like that. Everyone, you never leave the papers.
Guess what we're gonna dismiss this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Correct. We're doing this together. Sure, yeah. But we didn't realize that that was while Natalie was just a baby, and now she's 2 young ones. Like they just entertain themselves all day. So yeah.
Well, let me know if you're hearing.
Okay, we'll do. Sounds like hopefully something's gooder than that.
Yeah. This guy gave us a few more bottom. Take it before we go out.
You can help it.
Said it's very great.
All right, and Ms. Ferguson, can you see if you can get Paul Smith back, please? Thank you.
Yeah.
Stand for the light side. So they're holding out.
And hold on, can you see if this case has closed? It's 2022 CR 3079. All right, thank you. All right, so these. And then I have this waiting for the Spanish. All right, thank you.
Okay. And even if y'all get it done out there.
Appreciate it. Thanks. So you're over the box. Everybody else.
Okay.
Hi, Ron.
Yours back today?
No.
Oh, that's right.
All right, Brenda, are you ready?
I am.
Court is calling 2022 CR 2948, State of Texas versus Andrew Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Michael Villarreal for the state.
and for the defense?
From Mr. Andrew Garcia.
And are you Andrew Garcia? I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Andrew B. Garcia who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 2948 for the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation on March 28, 2022 for a period of 6 years? Is that you? State?
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 25th day of June 2022 in Beer County, Texas, the defendant Andrew B. Garcia committed the offense of assault in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
The state would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1? Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The agreement is to grant the state's motion, enter an adjudication of guilt and assess punishment at 4 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. The state is going to take into consideration 2 cause numbers. Those are night mag 667538, grand jury cause number 775323, an affirmative finding of family violence and no contact with Selena Flores.
All right, is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
And Mr. Just one second. Mr. Garcia, are you asking the court to follow that agreement? Are you waiving your right to appeal? All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. So why can you complete this? What is your problem?
Well, it's just, me and her have contact.
I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
They having contact with each other and it's just have like trouble in me and her and stuff like that. So
Okay, I can't hear you.
It's just me and her had a contact with each other and she wouldn't like, basically like, she has to be around me, like she needed my help, so I was just helping her out.
No, but I mean, you understood my rules, and my rules were you not to have any contact. Do you all have children together? So that's one of the simplest relationships for you not to have contact with, because you don't have children together. Do you have a home together? Do you all have an apartment together? So you're not on the lease. Do you all have a car together? You should have just broke off contact. And it appears to me from what you've played true that you have anger issues. All right. I'm going to follow your agreement, but when you go to the prison, you had better work on that. Get into whatever class you need to get into to better yourself. You understand? All right. The court is going to follow the agreement, find you guilty, sentence you to 4 years in prison, give you credit for any time served, taking in consideration night mag number 667538, grand jury number 775323. There's an affirmative finding of family violence and there's to be no contact with Selena Flores. And so when you get on parole, which, you know, they may end up giving you parole, you still are not going to be allowed to have contact with her. You understand? So here's the thing. You all don't have any children together. Y'all don't have any pets together. You don't have any property together. So that relationship needs to end. How old are you? You're 25. You're 25?
Yeah.
All right. How long have you known her?
About 5 years.
All right. So 20 years, you went 20 years in your life without knowing her. So you can do it again. You understand? I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also because this is a felony conviction, and because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? All right, Brenna, we can go off the record. Here's the last piece of advice I'm going to give you. It's simple. People may say, that's not on the same level. But if you want to learn patience and be successful in a relationship, get an orchid. And you know why I tell you get an orchid? Because an orchid requires patience to bloom. And when you get it from the store, it's all beautiful. They come in different colors. People give it to you as gifts. Not blaming my staff for giving that to me as a gift, but you get it and it's beautiful. When you get that orchid, wait till the blooms fall off and do not get into a relationship again until that orchid reblooms. I think I've been waiting 2 years for that orchid to rebloom. So orchids don't like too much sunlight. You can't water them too much. They don't like to be moved around a lot. If you have the patience to do that, you may be ready for a relationship. You understand? All right, good luck to you. Work on you.
Thank you, may I be excused, Your Honor?
You are excused. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, who's here on Danny Machado? Danny Machado, come up. All right, where are we on this case? I have it says that the discovery acknowledgement has been signed. So has an offer been tendered?
Yes, Judge, and I screwed up on this. Last setting, there's color photographs and I had emailed them to be uploaded and I sent them to the paralegal under the wrong JN. So they got uploaded, just not to his e-discovery. So I ensured that they were uploaded to correct discovery and I allowed him to view them today, but absent that, discovery should be complete.
All right, well, you know, my motto is mistakes are just chances to correct it.
I get too many chances, Judge.
Yes, another chance to correct a mistake.
Right, and we'll have a chance to visit at my office and go over things and talk about it. So,
Okay, and see, Brenna, that's a perfect definition of a mistake and not making a choice. All right.
I don't want to be your example.
I
though,
know,
Judge.
I can change your story.
Yeah. All right, so the offer has been tendered.
Correct.
I'm going to give you a plea deadline date, Mr. Machado, and after that date, the court is not going to accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. You understand? All right, Norma, can I have a 3-week reset for plea deadline date? All right, August 25th. So August 25th, that's when you're going to come in and you're going to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's plea. And then after that, you're going to get a jury trial setting if you decide not to. You understand? All right, Ms. Ferguson is going to give you a reset form and then you all are excused.
thank you.
Thank you.
Nice day.
All right, you too.
Check my orchid.
All right, who is here on Damon Lloyd? Let me find his page.
There's much a miracle has to grow. You want to accelerate.
Okay, are you cheating with the orchid growth?
A little bit.
I'm gonna try it if it doesn't work. And you know, I have 2 orchids in the back. And they both were given to me all beautiful. And for some reason, they're just not blooming.
Page 4, Judge.
Oh, thank you, Brenna.
As far as update, we have not received an offer from the state yet. They're waiting on mitigation stuff from us.
Okay, what are they waiting on?
Mitigation material that I need to provide them. I'm still working on putting that together. Maybe some military records that I need to request. I'm not sure.
All right, who are you conferring with?
Ryan?
Yeah, Judge.
All right, so what is happening on Mr. Lloyd?
Judge, I believe that Mr. Fox wants to provide me with a mitigation packet that may affect my offer. Obviously, I haven't seen the mitigation packet, but I think he's working on it.
When is that going to be completed?
Judge, I don't need that much time. If you're willing to give me a 30-day, I think I can have everything completed even if I have to get stuff from the minute.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Lloyd, please? All right, it's going to be September 8th.
Yes,
All right, and when you come back, the next date is going to be your plea deadline date. And Mr. Lloyd, I see you are on time for court. I appreciate that. All right, just get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson and then you're excused. You're welcome. Stephen Dixon.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. What is happening on Mr. Dixon?
I've conferred with the state. They've given me an offer. There's a lot of videos in this case. I'm asking for it if I can get at least 30 days or so to finish looking at all the videos.
Okay, there's a lot of video on a possession less than a gram case.
Yes, Your Honor, it's a multi-count indictment, so it's multiple drug cases
Oh.
and it's theft of copper,
That's
correct?
the copper, correct.
All right. And Mr. Dixon, why were you late?
We got in a wreck over off 64 with Trinco. And I rode here with the actual tow truck guy. I still got glass in my hair.
Okay, I don't see any glass in your hair.
I was just pulling it out, just flipping it back here right just now.
Okay, so I'm hoping somebody gave their information to the parties. Everybody shared their license and registration.
Girlfriend was there whenever I left to come here.
Okay, was she driving?
Yeah, she was driving.
I'm not gonna ask you whose fault it was.
Her.
I'll let you, I'll let you speak to an attorney about that.
Pretty easy to say what happened there.
All right, so Norma, can I have a 30-day reset for Mr. Dixon? All right, so September 8th, that will be for discovery to make sure everybody has all the discovery.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form
Thank you.
and then you're excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I just want some- Everyone. It wasn't even a.
Tafala? Jacob Tafala? Okay, all right, thanks. I'll call up next.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. So what is happening with this case?
Judge, we've worked it out with the state. We're going to do a plea in County Court 7, a misdemeanor, and that is completed. The state wants to dismiss on this case up here.
Okay, so when is it going to be pled in County Court 7?
Trying to get it done tomorrow.
Okay. So we'll recall this. Norma, let's recall this for Monday then. Well, actually, we're going to be here tomorrow, aren't we?
It looks like I have everything though.
All right, we'll just recall it for Monday then.
We'll be back, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, we'll see you all on the 8th, and then if everything is completed, then we of course won't be here.
Judge, thank you.
All right,
Mr.
thank you.
Sawyer has my contact information. If he's able to get me, I'll try to get it done ahead of time.
How much we can get it done this afternoon? That's trying for a lot.
Okay, all right, thank you. So wait, is 7, you want to call over to see if,
Judge DeLeon.
yeah, you want to see if Michael's available to do a plea real quick? We can see if he can do it, if you have an
call
objection.
up, He's got time.
All right, let me text him. Yes.
I have a case number even ready.
All right, thank you.
Six. So actually,
I think they may be in trial, but he may be able to take that break. So I'm just seeing what chance you just wait a few minutes.
Judge, I have to stick around. We'll briefly announce in the 175th and come right back.
Yes, you may do so. So how's your wife doing though?
A lot better.
Oh, that is awesome.
Thank you for asking.
Okay, all right. Well, when you come back, I'll see what they say on the text message.
At one point in time, I had visions of rolling her around in a wheelbarrow. It didn't happen. I'll be back, Judge.
All right, thank you. So we have the interpreter here on Marcos Patino.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me just find him on the docket.
Okay.
On which page? Okay, thanks. All right, so we are not on the record. We have an interpreter here, Marcos Patino. Are you Marcos Patino?
Correct.
All right. All right, so we're here today for a plea deadline date. And so today is the day that you will let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer or not.
We are actually going to be asking for more time. The hard investigator over the past few weeks. There are some subpoenas that need to be served and returned for records. We've learned that there may be additional subpoenas requesting medical records. We'd like additional time.
Medical records in regards to what?
Well, I don't know exactly if they exist, but we've heard rumors that they potentially exist with respect to the complaining.
All right, state, are you aware of any records that he's speaking of?
I'm not.
Have you
They're
all
not
discussed that?
directly related to this incident. It's about prior physical and mental history.
All right, state, do you have any of that?
I don't have any of that.
All right, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2022 CR 3038, State of Texas versus Marcos Patino. Could I have, I'm sorry, Patino. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal, state.
for the defense?
Good morning, Your Honor. Albert Flores, Mr. Michael.
Okay, and are you Marcos Patino?
Correct.
All right, so we have an interpreter here. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from Spanish into English and from English into Spanish, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, and could you state your name for the record?
Norman, you.
All right. So we were here on June 30th. And at that time, the court was informed that all discovery had been received. And so your client's plea deadline date was set for August 4th. And counsel, you stated something off the record for me?
Yes, Your Honor. So since that time, and it mainly was a financial issue, we've hired investigators to serve certain subpoenas, and they have not been served or returned. We discovered that there may be additional medical information that we need to subpoena. And then lastly, even though it was uploaded by the DA, I'm embarrassed to say that there's an interpretation, a long interpretation of a statement of my client that I have not read yet. And so I'd like time to do that as well. Kind of compare the two. I've seen the videos, I've just not read the interpretation.
And counsel, do you speak Spanish
I do, Your Honor.
fluently?
Yes.
Okay. All right, defense, I'm sorry, state, are you aware of any medical records or mental health records in regards to the witnesses that the defense is seeking?
No, Your Honor, these are fairly young children, and I've not spoken directly with them as they reside in Spain currently. But based on speaking with parents and anything like that, I have no indication that these records exist. But
To be clear, Your Honor, I do not know that they exist. I've heard that they probably do exist. And so I don't want to represent that they are out there, but I think we should at least take 30 days or so to check to see.
Okay, so these are rumors that something may exist.
They're based on fact, the rumors, yes. There are people that have firsthand knowledge of possible treatment, possible medications that were taken by these complaining witnesses.
All right, so my understanding from looking at the court's docketing sheet is that CPS records were tendered or?
We tendered the receipt from CPS indicating that no CPS records exist.
All right. So no CPS records exist. And where are these alleged medical history? Where is that located?
Judge, and this is our next move, is to file discovery motion with the state requesting that the family disclose who they're treating physicians on. We believe they're psychiatrists or family counselors. We're not sure.
Okay, so with regards to I understand that part, but with regards to the rumors of prior treatment, where are these records supposedly located?
They would be within their treating physicians' office.
You're talking about current treatment?
I don't know exactly if they're still under treatment. I know that it's something within the past 3 or 4 years.
I'm not inclined, even if they are mental health records, to necessarily request.
I'm
them.
saying
They're not
that'll
in
make
the-
your knuckles big.
Sorry,
That's okay. I used to do that.
they're not within the state's possession. This is becoming, with all deference to Mr. Flores, this is becoming a little bit of a fishing expedition. And so I'm not inclined to do something absent there being some concrete evidence on our part or some showing that it's within the state's possession.
Okay. So with regards to whether or not the children are in current treatment state, if you can look into that, whether or not that's been handed over to the defense, the court will make that decision. The court will inspect whatever either party wants me to inspect. But we're not going to have this case last forever on the docket because we don't do that in 187. So I have that this has been going on since April 27th. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a 1-month reset. That 1-month reset is your plea deadline date. The court will not extend the plea deadline date any further. State, did you tender an offer?
I have.
All right. So Ms.
Right.
Ferguson, yes?
Your Honor, just to be clear, the only thing we need is for the parents is acknowledgement and or names of treating physicians. We can take it from there. We don't expect them to do the work for us.
Oh, I'm sure they would. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, September 8th is going to be your plea deadline date. The court will not further extend the plea deadline date without good cause. All right, do you have any questions, Mr. Patino?
No.
All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing from us, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form, and with that, we'll close the record. And is there someone else that we said was a Spanish speaker?
My next client, Your Honor.
Oh, Manuel J. Lo?
No.
Is that it?
Jose Perez.
Jose Perez, just give me a moment.
May you take a seat, Your Honor?
Yes. Can I see the file of Jose Perez? And then I'll take up De Leon. And Michael Villarreal said that he would, I'm sorry, Michael DeLeon, Judge DeLeon, he said he'll do that plea. And Brenna, what page do you see Perez on?
He's on 3.
And you know what? I saw and I just skipped right over that.
Oh.
All right. Jose Perez. And could we have the interpreter back? Come forward, Mr. Can you let him know to come forward? Señora, por favor. All right, the court is going to call 2022 CR 2308, State of Texas versus Jose Perez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
Outward funds for Mr. Pettis, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Pettis?
Yeah.
All right, we have an interpreter. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, and again, could you state your name for the record?
Norma Nero.
All right, so we are here. I received notice that all discovery had been received and that a offer was tendered, and today is your plea deadline date.
That's correct, Your Honor. We have a signed discovery acknowledgement today. And. Excuse me.
Thank you. All right.
We've been tendered an offer, Your Honor, and the client in this case will not be accepted.
All right, Mr. Pettis, are you rejecting the state's offer?
Yes.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
All right, your plea deadline date has expired. What that means is that the court will not accept any plea bargain in this case unless there's for good cause. Otherwise, if you decide to enter a plea, it'll have to be open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial date? State, how long do you expect this to be? Just approximate.
I think the same amount that the last adult sex case was, maybe a little bit shorter.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can we put this quickly then, since it's going to be a short trial? All right, we're going to come back on August 23rd for your jury trial. You'll need to be present at 9 a.m. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we will see you then. You'll receive a reset form.
Maybe a teacher.
Yes, thank you so much for coming. It's always great seeing you.
Likewise, Judge.
Just briefly, it's
Yes.
off docket list. This is the one that was recalled for yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
We can complete this being a court.
All right, thank you. All right.
Judge, can I approach briefly, just briefly?
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to show it to my mom too. This is beautiful. Thank you. All right, bye-bye. All right, who's here on Dorianna Garcia? Dorianna Garcia?
We already.
Oh, I already did that. I was just getting the acknowledgement of story. There you go. Delo. You've been waiting. Thank you for your patience. All right, where's Delo?
I think he's an FTA, Your Honor.
Okay, let me find what page he's on.
Or the bottom.
All right, thank you. Court is calling 2022 CR 4998, State of Texas versus Manuel De La O. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
Let's go to the third for Mr. Delo.
All right, this case was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:45 a.m. Mr. De La O did not answer the docket today. Have you had any contact with your client?
No, I haven't, Your Honor. I believe he made bond a few weeks ago. I've been in contact with pretrial services and also the bond company. I was provided some numbers from them, but I was unable to reach him.
All right, to the deputy, was Mr. De La O called in the hallway?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. State?
Your Honor, at this time, state would move for a bond forfeiture and a warrant be issued for the defendants.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond.
Good.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes,
Everything.
thank you, you too. Thanks, bro. Everyone, the court is going to take its break at 12. So anyone who does not have their case completed by then will have to come back this afternoon. Let's see. Yes, I called, but nobody answered. Let me see the file on Dorianna Garcia. Oh, no, I have the Verizon. Here it is. The last one, Jeremiah Hall? No. Jeremiah Hall? Jeremiah Hall. Not here. Yes, and I'm having the state review it. And can you see where Mr. Lopez is?
I did look at that violation report.
Yes.
I don't know, yes. Yeah.
And Norma, did you get in touch with Paul Smith? And criminal trial division? Is there going to be any objection to this request? I'm assuming the bondsman just got off her bond and there's nothing else involved, but I just want to be sure. All right, who are the parties on Robert Chevalier? I'm sorry? All right, did they give any idea of when that will be concluded? All right, Mr. Chevalier, come up, please. All right, Norma, set this for, yes, the 11th. All right, your attorney's in jury trial in another court. So we're going to recall this for August 11th. Ms. Ferguson is going to give you a reset form. You're welcome. All right, where's Abdallah Ense? All right, why were you late for court? Okay, why is everybody mumbling? Could you speak up for me, please?
Parking, and it took me a little time to walk from the parking garage to
What parking garage did you park at?
Alamo 1.
I'm sorry, what?
Alamo 1.
All right, so you need to start calculating in your head the finding of parking, you understand? Because otherwise, next time, a warrant may be issued, do you understand? All right, with regard to the PTD, does anyone know if the paperwork has been filed in this case? Did you fill out all of the paperwork? All right, so let me see, that's County Court 7. All right, so we're going to come back on August 8th. So you're coming back on August 8th. Your attorney is currently in a jury trial, but that jury trial should be completed by then. And Ms. Ferguson will give you the reset form. Mr. Sawyer, they'll take your case.
7 will do the case.
Yes. And let me
Judge,
see
go
what,
down there then.
yes, let me see what time he's available.
Okay, they're not in a jury trial, it's just there.
Okay, so they said that they'll do all the work they can to get him over on their Zoom.
Let's go down and have a seat. That should be easy.
Yes, if you could go there and then what we'll do, because I know he's here. Yes, okay, so he's in 7.
Right, Judge.
All right,
very
thank
much.
you.
Have a good day. Go ahead, sir.
All right, and Norma, did you have a chance to call Paul Smith? All right, who is here on Ballesteri? Yes, and where is he? Have you conferred with the state?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
All right, so what is happening with these cases?
An offer was made, Your Honor, and,
Oh, I'm sorry, you need to be up here. All right, an offer was made.
and I conferred with my client and we rejected the offer.
All right, was that offer made today?
Yes, it was.
All right, so Mr. Ballesteri,
Yes, ma'am.
we're gonna recall this. Norma, can I get a 2-week reset, please? And defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
August when? All right, August 23rd is going to be your plea deadline date. And can that be a jury trial date as well, Ms. Ferguson? All right, August 23rd is going to be your plea deadline date and jury trial date. So at that time, you'll need to let the court know if you are accepting or rejecting the state's offer. All right, you'll be brought over dressed for trial in whatever clothing you have at the jail. If you want something else to wear, then you'll need to confer with your attorney. And counsel, if there's some issue with the clothing exchange, just let the court know and we'll see if we can help you expedite that.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you, Your
thank you. You're welcome. They're gonna take you back now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, and where are the rest of these attorneys? Thank you. Mhm.
Judge, on the one you gave me,
Yes.
so it isn't just like an off bond.
Mhm.
She actually has to buy it for.
Okay.
that she Wouldn't get her to go on.
Okay.
However, they don't do this though.
All right, thank you.
Using the back, she didn't buy it. So that's why I don't know. Angel and Bill will buy it. Very said they've been the deadline. Get documentation.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yes. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Nicholas Stephanie. Can you hear me? Hold on, I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can hear you. How you doing, Mr. Nicholas Stephanie?
Thank you. Oh.
I'll be right back.
All right, Michael Villarreal. Cause number 2021 CR.
You're way ahead of me.
Okay.
Okay.
2413.
Okay.
There's a request for the person to travel to visit their son.
Okay. If you can, show them the letter, if you have that. I will. Thank you.
Not with them. Yes. That's probably why you can't find it. It's not mine, but well, I was just saying, it's not mine. It's mine. Of course.
Thank you.
That's it.
All right, just give me a moment.
Give her a deadline. Give her.
All right, and Mr. Mauer, I'm just waiting for Miss Ferguson.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor.
Yes.
we have, objection.
All right, thank you. Oh, well, we're breaking at noon. Well, he's. No, we'll have him come in, tell him to get here in 20 minutes. And he can confer with the state, but we will be breaking it at noon. And then if he has to come back, he'll have to come back. All right, thank you. All right, and then Norma, on these ones, defense is asking for a reset so that he can be in New York to move his daughter. So where can we put this, but fairly quickly, because these cases are old.
I mean, this one back Monday night. I'll be back Monday night, the following week. Yes, but I'll be ready to go. I can go on Tuesday or whatever y'all need to do.
Okay, that's, yes, I won't. So it'll have to be the following week.
Okay.
I think the following week we have another murder trial.
Okay. So it'll have to be the following week or the following week.
That's what I'm gonna say. Do you think maybe we can look at the schedule for September and try to find one of those weeks to work for that week? So I mean, we'll maybe move it back, the one judge is back, whatever, I don't know.
I'll take everything I can get.
All right, because I'll be at a judicial conference that week of, let's see, which. No, that'll be, I thought we were looking in August, Norma. Are we looking in September? Ah, that's where we were originally set.
We were set August 30th.
Ah, so I'll be at a judges conference the first week in September.
The only thing I've got total appointment over here on the 28th, and if I'm out there, she will put the meeting.
Well, okay, so we know that he's gonna be in custody during that time. Mr. Nichols, you're back?
I am, I just need to visit with an assistant district attorney about what we can do with Mr. Sanchez.
All right, is there a prosecutor available to go on Zoom with Mr. Nichols?
I can, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I think you have the Zoom link, is that correct?
I don't think I do, Your Honor.
All right, let me give you the Zoom link. Just 1 second. All right, Daniel, here's the Zoom link.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. So, yes.
So the question was, I can do the 27th situation. If the big judge knows, I would have to be in the Can we pick the jury on the 27th, begin testimony on the 29th? Thursday?
That's not good. Because Wednesday is when we have all day.
Okay. What about the following?
No week before? All right, so what do we have this week of the 27th? Because if we were to pick a jury on the 27th, then that would mean that we would have testimony all day Friday. And I know.
I'm
I see.
out that Thursday, Friday.
Yes. Well, would there be a report?
I put in a request and they know,
So would there be one available for Friday?
yeah, I put in for both.
Okay.
For Thursday and Friday.
So we could do jury selection on the 27th. We could bring them back on the 29th. Have testimony in the afternoon. And have testimony all day Friday. Does that work for you?
And I took half of Wednesday, but I don't need that afternoon. So if you move Thursday docket to Wednesday, I'll be here for that.
All right, then let's move. What we'll do then is we'll move Thursday's docket to Wednesday. And then we'll have all day testimony on Thursday and Friday. And we'll do jury selection on Tuesday. How long are you all asking for jury selection?
If you want
Okay. All right, and everyone knows how we do jury selection in here. There's an hour each side and there's no third voir dire at the bench.
We don't bring everyone in, yeah.
Okay, all right, so we'll move it to the 27th. The 27th will be jury selection. And then move Thursday's docket to Wednesday. And then we'll have testimony Thursday and Friday, all day.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right, you're
And more
welcome.
importantly,
Tell Rachel I said hi and to enjoy New York.
She sent a picture. She's walking her French bulldog in Central Park. I'm like,
Oh, hey, we need to get you a reset form. And
Okay,
is
I'll
your
do it.
client on bond?
oh, no.
Okay. All right, and the prosecutor is here, so I'm gonna send you all to a breakout room.
Okay, Judge.
I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 2,
2.
and I'll send the prosecutor to number 2.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. And defense counsel then put it in his motion. So I don't know if this is a motion for criminal trial division or family violence, but is this agreed to?
It's Thomas Manning, it's hard. I don't think it's a group of judge, but let me just.
Okay.
Judge Kent,
Yes.
so if this is off docket, if it's.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. You're welcome. Okay, thanks. Can I see the files on Kenyon Brown? You're welcome. All right, Norma, and I'm also going to need Arlene Gay. All right, and Caroline, don't put this away, just put it in the file because we still need the attorney. All right, what are we doing with Jose Ruiz? Yes, can I see the file on Jose Ruiz? Oh, thank you.
Good morning.
It was- Good morning.
See you in the box, so soon.
Yes. All right, who's the prosecutor on Jose Ruiz?
Or it's somebody in my.
Okay. So where are we on discovery?
I'm just now getting it. I was hired June 23rd. I'm trying to get up to speed.
All right. State, have you tendered all of the discovery?
I spoke to Marissa this morning, who's the lead prosecutor on it, Judge. When I spoke to her, there's still some outstanding items, including code records, Gmail data, same kit, some statements, property map, audio recording of some witnesses, as well as statements from family members. I believe when I spoke with her also in person, she indicated that the autopsy report wasn't complete. And so we're waiting on that. And then based on that, there's possibly will be a movement or direction towards re-indictment, depending on the results of that.
Okay, so when are you anticipating the autopsy report?
So Marissa stated, so I'm sorry to be the middleman here, Judge.
Yes.
Marissa stated that she met with the ME earlier this week and that she anticipates hopefully within the next 30 days that they will have something finalized.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson. Can I have a 45-day reset on Mr. Ruiz, please? All right, we're going to be back on September 22nd.
Thank you.
All right, and Mr. Ruiz, I note that you hired an attorney. I want to be clear about something. If you decide to hire another attorney, this is still going to keep moving at the same pace. You understand? All right, so it's going to be recalled for September 22nd. And by that time, states you should have the autopsy report, because I'm giving you a little bit extra time other than the 30 days.
Judge, I just let Marissa know when it was reset for, so she should know when she expects to be back in court and answer directly. to
All right,
you.
and let her know to please be here on September 22nd.
She is, Judge. She got called. She's usually an intake, but got pulled into a trial on the 437.
All right. Thank you. All right, if there's nothing else, you can take Mr. Ruiz back.
Will you still stand here since I'm the next one?
All right, have you conferred with the state?
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan, on Patricia Perez?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Burke talked to me a little bit about it. She did provide I guess it's like an insurance claim that documents that some type of wreck happened, which I think that she had told the pretrial officer, but I think the issue was they wanted it and she never got it back to her. And that's why Judge Angelini signed the bond increase on it.
And my client was in a drug treatment facility in-house. I have that proof also.
So where is Miss
I
Perez?
brought it.
That's right.
All right, come forward. Miss Perez, yes. All right, and was there some kind of order issued by Judge Angelini?
I mean, he just filed a bond increase in a judge's warrant.
Okay, so I'm assuming she's here, so I'm assuming that's all been,
Yeah.
No, we're here to address that. If we could.
all right, so I need to see whatever document that was signed by Judge Angelini on Patricia Perez.
I have to go in the back and get it.
Okay.
And something else you don't know, her bail bondsman who was on the original bond will gratefully, happily get back on the bond and be reinstated.
Okay, is this the case we've discussed previously? with
Correct.
that?
It's the one I gave you the violation
Yes.
report on. Judge.
Could you pull that again? I just signed it today. Yes.
Oh, no. That's a different one, Judge.
Oh,
It's the
that's a
second
different one,
I-
sorry. All right, thank you.
And I have a motion to reinstate by the bail bondsman and proof of her completion of that in-house drug treatment.
Okay.
And proof of her rec.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Thank you. And they will just grab that for me and then we'll take it.
Of the 3 pages you have to-
Let me see.
No, that's-
No, I don't have that.
Okay, so here's another progressive claim verification, and this is the treatment facility she went in, plus I gave you the certificate.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. As soon as they give me the information, we'll take it out. Okay. Okay, so there was nothing signed by Angelini, correct? No, it just shows my signature for the continuing on the ignition interlock and 2 days to calibrate.
I think I did print out the 2 violation reports, and one of them was the one that Angelini signed. I don't know if it's in the file.
Okay, well, if that's the one I signed today, then you all have it in the back. Okay.
You need to get something else about it.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, this is the one I just signed. Can you have them pull it from the back? Because I just signed it. Yes. I think so. It had an affidavit to reinstate bond attached to it. All right, is there a Christy Trevino here? They're in jail? All right, on Christy Trevino, Deputy Laura, that's gonna be recalled for August 8th. And could you let her know her attorney is not present, so he'll be back on August 8th. Thank you. Hello. All right, so I have the file now, everything on Perez. So Patricia Perez, if we can come forward on that. All right, court is calling night mag number 643337. State of Texas versus Patricia Perez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
for the defense? And are you Miss Perez? All right. So there's a motion from the defense to alter and amend conditions of bond. And also I have a violation report. And that is the case in which Judge Angelini doubled the bond. And that was done on April 22nd. All right, so defense, it's your motion.
Thank you. Can I look at your copy?
Yes, and let's start by addressing the April 22nd doubling of the bond.
And all of my proof of everything I sent it to you, if you don't mind.
Oh, no, sure.
Thank you. Thank you. So my client posted bonds in this case. And she was ordered to get ignition interlock, and she did. She put it on her vehicle, and then she wrecked her vehicle. Completely wrecked. And I think I've already tended to the court. If I can use this county call.
Sure.
Let me tend to the court a statement from Progressive reflecting. There's one more that it might be on here. From Progressive, because a letter from Progressive in my little stack.
All right, State, have you received all of the letters?
I did. I reviewed them from Ms. Burke gave them to me before this hearing.
All right, any objections with the court reviewing those?
No, Judge.
All right, so the court is reviewing a letter that stated that the defendant was involved in an accident and the vehicle is a total loss.
So, and there's the letter that I was talking about. Okay, so the vehicle wrecked, she couldn't go get it recalibrated, and then, because this was a DWI arrest.
Okay, so this is my question.
All right.
So Judge Angelini filed the motion in April. Well, at least ordered in April that her bond was doubled. And then the court was in receipt, and Ms. Burke, you have that. The court is in receipt of the defendant's failure to calibrate. When did that occur?
March 20th, 2022. Both of these say the same thing, March 20th, 2022.
Okay.
And the wreck was before March 20th.
Yes. All right, so State, the car accident occurred, well, at least the loss damage from Progressive is for February 16th, 2022. And her failures to recalibrate are from March 2022.
Correct, Judge. And I think Judge, I think even from on the face of the violation report, I don't think there is information in there that she had been in a wreck. I think the thing that triggered Judge Angelini signing it was that they had set up a deadline for her to provide documentation to her pretrial officer of the wreck. And Ms. Pettis didn't do that. And so I think that's what triggered the second violation report, was that she hadn't provided that documentation to her pretrial officer. And I'm guessing at that point, that's when Angelini signed the warrant and then issued a bench warrant.
Okay, so now we're to the question of why she didn't provide that information. Okay, all right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand if you can state your name for the record, please. All right, defense?
It's better. The issue now before the court is, once probation asks you to provide documentation of your car being totaled, did you give it to them? And if not, why not?
Yes, I did, and I emailed it to them, and my husband did also.
What did you email to them?
I emailed them the total loss, and I emailed them that I couldn't get calibrated, and from the smart start, like the information. There were 3 forms.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back this afternoon. She's gonna remain in custody. We're gonna call pretrial services to testify by Zoom.
I have something else.
Yes.
Your husband's in the home,
Okay,
and he can testify what in his email.
okay, so, yes, I see him right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have her come back. So you're not gonna go to the Bear County Jail. What's gonna happen is we're gonna come back at 1:30 and I'm gonna have pretrial services Zoom in, okay?
Speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, so that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
All right, so deputies, are we able to have her back here at 1:30? Okay. And Norma, can you have the pretrial services officer Zoom in for this case at 1:30? This is probably gonna take longer because you now have that meeting at 12. Yes. Okay, thank you. All right, Katrina Mendoza. All right, so let's reset this for the same time. And let's just set it on September 22nd. All right, and Deputy Laura Mendoza, can you let her know that her attorney is ill and that we're resetting it for September 22nd? Yes, yes. Oh, just leave them here with me and we'll have them. Yes, oh, yes. All right, thank you. All right, that one's done.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. All right. Hello, good morning. We have an issue with your client.
Yes, I just, when Norma texted me, I looked it up and I saw that he emailed me. I saw it before.
All right, so
He'll need to be here by 1:30.
Okay, let me see if I can hold it.
All right, thank you.
I have it or is it-
If you want to make a, okay, all right, thank you. All right, State, Mr. Hall is going to be back at 1:30 PM. Yes. Hello, Mr. Smith.
Good morning, and approach.
Yes. No, you didn't do anything. I always like to give defense attorneys updates, so if you want to contact them, because that was sent to that committee, so you may want to contact them before I sign off on it. Or if you want me to go ahead and sign it, I will. So I can sign it, and then if you want to challenge it, you can challenge it. But I always like for attorneys to be on notice.
One that's getting on the right path.
Okay. All right, so do you want me to sign it? Okay, all right, I'll sign it and then you can talk to them. Okay.
By the way, I came up with a new motion.
Oh, you did?
And we have the 1105 ribbon. It's called and showing for the fees.
Well, I only handle felony cases, so.
No, but I mean, if we have. I just.
Mhm.
Wouldn't the current date require? Unborn, and you claim child.
Hey, well, once you make that argument, I'll hear it. Okay. All right.
No, I.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
It's, they're doing.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Tyler Ashbaugh? Good morning. Have you conferred with the state?
I have, we have to.
All right, is this on the docket? Okay.
You want me to come forward? Judge?
Oh, yes. So is there an agreement or no?
There's not a contract.
Is this just going to be argument?
Yes.
All right, Brenda, you ready? Court is calling.
Yeah, quick second. I'm getting one, I'm gonna give you one exhibit. I think I previously offered the exhibit, but I think with the pre-indictment case, it didn't stay with the file. So I'm gonna give
Okay,
you just a
sure.
copy of the prosecution.
I think that was when the other court allowed us to hear that hearing. I think you had a flight to catch, and so
Yes.
there was another judge that heard it the next day. So
Okay.
maybe with, I guess it would be
Ah.
the file.
One-sided prosecution. Yes.
Just kidding.
Okay, sounds good, Judge.
All right, so are we back on the record?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Brenner, we're back on the record. All right, so the defense has filed motions to amend conditions of bond. My understanding, there is not an agreement. Defense, is your motion. Do you have any witnesses?
No, Judge, just arguing.
All right, state, do you have any witnesses or evidence?
I don't have any witnesses, Judge. I do just have one state's exhibit number 1, which is the prosecution guide in the case. It is somewhat lengthy, but state's exhibit 1 would be offered by the state.
Any objections for purposes of this hearing?
No, Judge.
All right, state's exhibit number 1 is admitted for purposes of this hearing. And everyone, just give me a moment to review it. All right, the court has reviewed state's exhibit number 1. The court will hear argument, defense.
Yes. And I know that you just reviewed state's exhibit number 1, and we're aware that the allegations are very serious in this matter, Judge. However, and this will, I know that this will be for a later date. Defendant does maintain his innocence in this matter, and we look forward to presenting that at a later time. Despite maybe your initial thoughts upon reading that, he maintains he doesn't have any bias or prejudice towards police officers. He doesn't hate police officers. He's not a violent person. But the motion itself, Judge, we're asking if it could be, his bond conditions could be modified to GPS partial house arrest so that he can work. Right now, he's on GPS full house arrest. He has a 3-year-old daughter. He has a wife, and he's been their financial supporter. He was working at a Circle K prior to this incident, and he was in jail for a significant period of time, 1 to 2 months, I believe, before he was able to bond out. He was only able to bond out because his father made a significant financial sacrifice, I think taking funds from his own retirement account. So this wasn't a situation where Tyler was able to post his own bond. And he would just like the opportunity to be able to at least go back to that Circle K. I think they will rehire him. But if not, the opportunity to get some sort of employment, Judge, so that he can be a provider for his child, his wife, and pay bills and help his dad out, because his dad has helped him out tremendously in this case. His dad is here present, Judge. He's been supporting him. And then also, my other request in the motion, Judge, is we're requesting you to waive the GPS fees in this case. His job is Circle K. He does make an hourly wage. It's not high. Really needs all of that money to go towards his family and his bills. So if you would consider waiving the GPS fees as well, we would appreciate that.
All right, so the waiver of the GPS fees will be granted. With regards to the other request state,
Judge, and exactly, the GPS fees are not our concern. I think in this particular case, although I believe Mr. Ashbaugh's laid out through his attorney that he wants to work, I think the thing that's most concerning to us, and I believe is most concerning to the court, is the seriousness of these allegations. And I think those need to be taken into consideration in that he should be left on full GPS house arrest. The allegations are that 2 officers who had nothing to do with Mr. Ashbaugh became victims to his case for who knows what reason, whenever he fired upon them in a vacant parking lot as they were sitting there writing a robbery report that had nothing to do with him. I think that in this particular case, the safety of the community and the victims involved in this case and potential other victims outweigh perhaps his desire to go work and be able to support his family. I think this is a case where the danger to the community outweighs those, and we'd ask that you deny that part of it, that he be left on full house arrest.
all right, defense, it's your motion, so I'll give you final argument.
Judge, I would just reiterate what I already argued. I know that this isn't the appropriate time to get into the facts of the case, but he does maintain that the situation here is not what the police reports would lead you to believe. He's never had any sort of violent arrest history or anything like that. I think that this case, because of that, would show that this is definitely out of character for him. We would just request, obviously, that you treat him as innocent unless he is proven guilty later on at this point. And I don't think he's going to be a danger to the community, Judge. He's not a flight risk. His job prospects would be in San Antonio, even if it wasn't working at the Circle K. What he would like to do for his future is to train in HVAC and possibly work with his uncle, who does have an HVAC company in San Antonio. His family's in San Antonio. Like I said, his father's here with him, who's helping to support him through this time. And we would just ask that you grant the motion.
Okay. All right, Mr. Ashbaugh, I want you to know that I don't take, as far as State's Exhibit number 1, I'm not taking it as true for purposes of any jury trial. State's Exhibit number 1 is just something that the court is reading to make a decision on your attorney's request for you to be allowed to work. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if this does go to jury trial, then the state will have to call whatever witnesses they call, and your counsel will have a chance to cross-examine those witnesses. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so with regards to the motion, the court will grant your motion to waive attorney's fees, but the motion to remove full GPS is denied. All right, thank you. Excuse me, could you pass that to Brenna?
Yeah, of course.
And what is happening with your case?
Your Honor, the defense counsel wanted to speak with this client. I wasn't opposed, so I could.
Okay, let me place them in a room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to take up Ms. Burke. I was given some more information with regards to your client's medical issues. So if y'all can come forward and we'll take that up. And Norma, can you let Lupe know that I'm expecting someone? So don't turn them away and say, the judge is not here? Yes. Because you know I have that thing today. It's on my calendar. All right. So we are back on the record in NIMAC number 643337. State of Texas versus Patricia Perez. All right, where we left off, the defendant informed the court that she and her husband emailed documents to pretrial services in regards to the totaling of her vehicle. So we've asked that pretrial services officer come to court, and she is here by Zoom. Any objection to the officer being here by Zoom, defense?
No, Your Honor.
State, any objections to the officer being by Zoom?
No, Judge.
But before we start,
Yes.
I just want you to know, I asked her husband to go home and get the proof that he emailed.
Okay.
So I don't know what she's gonna say.
Well, we're going to find out.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, Ms. Macias, could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if you could lower your hand for me and state your name for the record.
Officer Ana Macias from Pretrial Services.
All right, Brenda, are you able to hear?
Yes.
All right, we are here concerning Patricia Pettis. Have you been able to pull up the record on that case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, with regards to this, the defense's witness, Ms. Pettis, and also her husband have informed the court that they sent documentation by email stating that the car has been totaled. Do you have that?
Yes, Your Honor, on April 26th, 22nd, or 2022, Your Honor. I have the claim that I scanned it in, Your Honor, in regards to the 2006 Ford Mustang is total loss.
Okay.
Ms. Macias, what did you say the date was again? I think
I scanned it in her file on April 26th of 2022.
All right.
And I think in the pretrial violation, you submitted a pretrial violation to the court, a second pretrial violation regarding this issue earlier in April, correct?
Correct. I have it here on April 18th of 2022.
And in that violation, just for clarity of the record, there was a deadline that you had given Ms. Pettis earlier to provide you that documentation by a certain deadline, correct?
Correct.
And what was that deadline?
Give me a moment. Let me check. A deadline of April 16th.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Any questions?
Did you get any emails before April 26th?
No, I have it here on my file that it was scanned on the 26th. That's the day I received it.
Did you talk to either Patricia Pettis or her husband, Mr. Brown, about the fact that the vehicle was totaled?
Let me see.
Before April 26th.
Before April 26th. Give me a moment. I'm checking my notes. I made contact on April 14th of 2022 with Ms. Perez, letting her know about the deadline of April 16th. She did tell me that the vehicle's totaled. I asked her for supporting documents.
Okay, so you were aware the vehicle was totaled. You just wanted paper.
Correct.
All right, any other questions?
None from the state.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Am I excused, Your Honor?
Yes, you're excused.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you too. So here's the issue we have, Ms. Perez. You were given deadlines and you didn't meet those deadlines. That's why Judge Angelini doubled your bond, because you didn't meet the deadlines. You are on bond for driving while intoxicated, third or more. I'm not accept that as true, that it actually happened, because I haven't received any facts of that. But what I do know is that there are conditions of bond and you need to follow those conditions. And I received, and could I see my documentation, please, counsel?
Yes.
All right.
Our documentation.
Yeah, thank you. Now, before Judge Angelini signed that motion, I received documentation that you were not calibrating. And what I did was I gave you 2 days to comply with calibration. And once that was done, I'm sure there was contact made with probation and with pretrial services. And just because you tell pretrial services your car has been totaled, they don't know if that's been totaled. They need documentation for that. So the question is, why did you wait so long? And you're still under oath. Why did you wait so long to provide them documentation when they told you that they needed that documentation April 15th?
She gave it till 16.
Her deadline was the 16th.
All right, April 16th.
I kept trying to email them, but I wasn't emailing them probably to the correct address or something, but I started emailing right away as soon as I got the paperwork from Smart Start and that.
Did you pick up the phone and call them and said, I've been
Yes,
trying
I
to
did.
email you?
I did.
All right, State, what are you requesting?
Judge, I mean,
And she does have medical issues. I don't know if you're aware of her medical issue.
I don't believe I am, Judge, but I think just from our perspective, I think that at the minimum, if the court decides to reinstate her bond, I think she just needs to be strongly admonished that it isn't so much, it sounds like she did tell them she was in a wreck, but like the court said, they don't have confirmation until they do. And I don't find it persuasive that she was trying to email their email. I think she just needs to understand that like she needs to communicate with her pretrial officer. And, you know, if she's not able to do that, then obviously her bond could be revoked and she could spend her pretrial period waiting in custody if she's unable to comply with the rules that the court asked and the pretrial asked.
Do you understand that?
Yes. Your Honor.
All right. How did you make it to court today?
My husband.
Did he drive?
Oh, yeah, he was just here in the courtroom.
No. I'm asking her questions.
I'm
Ms. Gray.
sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Did he drive?
Yes.
Does that car have ignition interlock on it?
No.
That car needs ignition interlock on it. Do you understand?
It's just, yes, ma'am.
Is it his work vehicle?
Yeah, it's his work vehicle.
Do you have a new car?
No, I don't. At the time, I
Do
don't.
you have a car?
No, I don't.
Can we put her on the PAN device?
Obviously, he's using his work vehicle, which we learned in law school, which is outside the duties of his work, but he's using his work vehicle to transport her. Unless this is on a road, on a route to his job, no.
May I say something that
Yes.
I happen to know? He travels extensively. See, he and I have been in touch with each other.
But he brought her, it doesn't fail the fact that he brought her to court in that vehicle. And he's using it outside his employment duties.
He doesn't really live here much. He's on the road 1 week at a time. He and I coordinated when he could bring her here today because he needs to go back out. He has a company that he runs.
But she still has access to the vehicle. Is that vehicle in his name?
It's under his name. Yeah.
Yes, it needs to have
The only thing is she won't be driving it, just him. I just wonder, how do we do this if he's out of town? She's not driving, she's not in the vehicle, who's gonna blow?
no, it's gonna be an ignition interlock on that device. And she's also gonna be on another device for when she's at home, because I don't know if she's not driving that vehicle or not. It's in his name.
Okay, so he can blow in the vehicle when he's gone on a road trip.
He needs to let them know. I'm sure they'll be able to show that he's not in the county,
They have
but
video on
yes.
those things.
So that vehicle is going to have ignition interlock on it, and you are going to be on a device as well. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
You know, I don't think you know this. I'm court appointed. I don't think they can afford those two things at once.
Well, I mean, the only option she has is to be at the Bear County Jail. Because I can't have her having access to a vehicle.
Yeah. he's
And-
never here.
How about we get a vehicle?
Okay, if she buys a vehicle, which she doesn't have, if she buys one, can the court order it to be on her vehicle so that he can go to work and be free?
No, because it's like every vehicle at the home has to have ignition interlock on it. I mean, that's just the way it is. All right, so whether the court is going to order is the court is going to reinstate the bond of $10,000. There should be ignition interlock on any vehicle at the home, and that defendant has access to. And we're going to do scram. And I'll ask that the fees be waived, deferred.
Thank you, Your Honor. The fees will be waived on what?
On both devices, but I can tell you this, I don't have any authority to waive those fees because it's a separate contract. I mean, it's a separate contract that the county has, but supposedly they have some sort of device out there that is free to people who are indigent.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If there's any more issues with you, not reporting and not doing what needs to be done, we're going to have an issue. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I I do understand. Your Honor.
All right, we're taking our 12 o'clock break. I'm sorry, Stephen Nicholas, what's happening with your client?
I just need to visit with Mr. Escobar.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Escobar will meet you in 2. Thank you. And we're going to take our break.